Hi, my name's John from John and Claire Stewart Equine Training. This is Heather. She's a 7-year-old pony that's been untouched. I'm going to run through the processes of how we here at our training facilities start young horses, re-educate older horses with problems. The first thing we're going to look at today, or this morning, is basically getting this horse to have more concentration on us using the round pen, and teach her when I move my body in certain ways to actually come towards me, which will help us leading, will help us desensitizing, which we'll do later on. So the first thing we do, we need to be able to control her nose, her shoulders, her hips, and by putting pressure on those 3 areas, I can control the horse and teach her what I want her to do for me. So just for the next sort of 5 so minutes, I'm just going to run over the inside turns with her. Now this is only the basics of round penning. We will put videos later on about the more advanced side, so you can have no contact leading, come to your cues, etc. But for now we're just going to run with Heather and just teach her to turn and face. Like, she is very hard to catch, this horse. She is getting better in the last couple of days. She's getting the idea of it now. Yeah, so I hope this helps you with your horse. The first thing I do, I look at the horse's hips and I put pressure on it to make it move. When she moves, I look at her nose and I walk straight backwards, opening my shoulders up. When she turns in, I stop. I push on her hips and say go forward again. I look at the nose. And when she turns in, I stop. I now look at the shoulder and I put pressure on her. And then I put pressure on the hips. Now if I keep continuing doing this for an hour or so, for one, she gets used to being controlled by us, so that fear of us being around her and stuff will slowly flatten down. It'll help us when we float low, because we can move the hips in, we can move the shoulder off when the horse runs over us. And as you can see, she's got more concentration. Like, she has been round penned this morning for about 10 minutes before we started this. You can see she's looking at me, where this horse normally just wants to run out the fence all the time. So I'm just going to continue for a while and what I want her to do is to continually doing it calmly. Or at the moment she rushes just here, which shows nerves. Yeah, well, that was better. Good girl. And what I do, I walk backwards. When the nose comes, I walk to the side to look at the shoulder. As the shoulder moves off, I walk back into the centre looking at her hips. And I drive her hips forward, pull the nose back, push the shoulder off so she gets used to being controlled, yeah? Up. Good girl. Up. Good girl. Now I don't want her just running around in circles getting tired. So we ask as many as we can. Let her run for a little bit. Ask again. Push the shoulder off. Pull the nose back, push the shoulder off. If they ignore you, as you can see, she's ignoring me, I send her up. Up. Then I ask again. Good girl, well done. Up. So when the horse is ignoring us, we put heaps of energy into her and then we just ask again. And And that'll teach her that she's not meant to ignore us. The horse also isn't allowed to try and change direction by itself. She has to be consistently going forward. As you can see here, she goes to slow. So I don't get her to change. I say go forward, then I'll ask. Now, she's missing, so I ask again. Another thing with round penning the horse is if it makes a she does try and look for an answer, that's a good thing, so we can never tell her off. So if she makes a mistake, all we have to do is just send her forward, then re-ask. Good deal. Well done. Come back here. So as you can see now, Heather's sort of a lot calmer going through those inside turns. So what I might do now is teach her to stand and face me. So I'm going to ask for an inside turn, and then I stand and do nothing. And then she looks at me, I just sort of walk off. And then what I might do is walk back to the centre here, push on her shoulder. Good girl, well done. And then ask for an inside turn. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt there. She's starting to take too long. As soon as she stands and looks at me, I walk off. I'll come back to the centre. I sort of want her to head to my other side, so I'll look at the shoulder and say, can you just move? So all the time she's getting used to me controlling her. Because when we're riding her, we're going to be putting different pressures on her mentally. She goes to walk off by herself. I just control where she goes. So I push her forward, do an inside turn, and then I take the pressure off her and just walk away, not as far this time. Takes off, I drive her forward and I say come back to me. Good girl. And then take the pressure off her again. Now what I want to be able to do with these inside turns is have her so she doesn't run away. Good girl, well done. Because that's just showing heaps of fear, and I've got to be able to settle this horse up and pat it and stuff. Well, we don't want to hold her still. So the more I can teach her to turn and face me is when I walk around the pen, I want to be able to start to say, hey, bring your nose here. Bring your nose here. I don't want her running off on me. I want her always coming to me like this. Yeah? And then I walk off and say, good girl. I'll try and walk to this side, and at the same time I'm asking that nose to follow me. Good girl. And then I'll walk off and take the pressure away from her. Because you've got to remember, I am the scary object at the moment to this horse. If she takes off, I ask her to go forward. She misses my inside turn, so I'm going to do 3 laps. Finishing a sec. Just so she's working. I don't want to tie her up. Don't want to tie her out, but it has to be the pace I want. Then I ask for the inside turn again. girl. And then I'll see if she'll follow me to her right. Good girl, well done. Follow me to the left. She's sort of avoiding me here a little bit. Good girl. Now this I've been working with her for about a week now. And this is a horse that every time I'd even just walk 50 metres from this round pen, she'd be up against the back fence trying to get away. And as you can see, she's a little different again from when I first started the video, even though I had been round penning her for 10 minutes. And the next stage that we're going to do on the video is desensitising her. But we want our horses so we can say, hey, you come here. There's no lead rope. Yeah? So she wants to leave there, I can say, hey, you must stay with me. And that's one of the first steps we ever teach every single horse that we ever play with in the round pen, and then we move on to the advanced round penning later on. With her, we're just going to go into desensitising in a minute. So I hope that's helpful, and have fun with your horse.